what's up everyone? It's me, Joseph Cavagnaro, back at it again with another Season 2 of Amiibo unboxings. So, right in front of me, I have the Street Fighter 6 Amiibos. So yeah, these came out on June 5th, 2025. I only picked them up now because they were on sale. So the first one we have here is the Luke Amiibo. Inside the box here is the Luke Amiibo. But yeah, what I've noticed is that for these ones, Nintendo went back to these anti-NFC tags they put on the back, on the bottom. Maybe the box wasn't big enough for them, or I don't know. But anyway, the next up we have is Jamie. So yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of Street Fighter. The closest thing I've played to is Super Smash Bros. Because with Ryu and Ken. But anyway, inside the box here is Jamie. I wonder if Australia's version is Jamie right side up, but yeah. Still cool though. Still really cool. But yeah, looks like their bases have their colors too. And second to last is Kimberly. Like I said, I don't know much about these characters. All I know is that they're amiibos and they work in the video games. But anyway, here's the Kimberly amiibo. And I would say I would move on to the like amiibo, all the games that work, but I also got this, a Street Fighter amiibo card pack. This has all 22 cards from the first wave, so yeah. I'm gonna open it. Whoops. Looks like I damaged the card pack. Oh well. But anyway, inside the box here is, first off, the amiibo card of Luke, Jamie. Here's what the back of the amiibo cards look like. Manon, Kimberly, Marissa, Lily, JP, Jury, DJ, Cammy. Oh my gosh, they have a Ryu amiibo card? I gotta see if this is compatible with Smash Bros. E Honda, Blanca, Gil. Oh, and the Ken amiibo card. Definitely testing these out with Smash Bros. Chun-Li, Zangief. Oh my gosh, they made Zangief from Wreck-It Ralph an amiibo card? That's cool. Doll Sim, Rashid, Aki, Ed, and Akuma. So yeah, this whole amiibo card pack I got for $20. Yeah, it was on sale. But yeah, whether it's the sale or I think the card pack was kind of like the best deal. You get all 22 of the amiibo cards there. But yeah, now I'll show you not every game that's compatible, but a lot of the games that are compatible with it. Okay, so before I get started, or while I am getting started with tapping in these amiibos, I wanted to clarify on a few things. First of all, if you see a picture at the bottom with all the amiibos, that means every amiibo from what I just unboxed is compatible with this game. Not every game is like this, though. There are some games that are different, and every game that has a limit with the amiibo, like an amiibo limiter, will have this picture show up that I edited. So yeah, as you can see right there, the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo, they work in this game. Let's see, and the amiibo cards also work. And as you can see here, the amiibo cards also work as well. Here we get the fighter ability. You also get for this card, you get the Cutter ability. For this card, you get the Fighter. Oh, wait, do you get the Fighter for... No, this one's the Doctor ability. This one is the Parasol ability. This one is the ESP ability. Circus ability at random. This one, when you tap this card in, you get the Bomb ability. For this one, you get the Mirror ability. For Cammy, you get the Ice ability. This game also has a limiter of 10 amiibos per level. You have to beat the level before you can use 10 amiibos, so just to let you know. Did not mean to tap on Miiverse there. Sadly, the Miiverse ended support like I think it was either 7 or 8 years ago. This one you get the Cutter ability. And then when you tap in the Dalsim amiibo card, you get the Ice ability. Tap in the Rashid amiibo. Leaf ability. Aki, you get the Sword ability. Ed, you get the Beam ability. And for Akuma, you get the Circus ability. So yeah, all of the amiibos from the Street Fighter VI series work in this game, Kirby Planet Robobot. In the video game Yoshi's Crafted World for the Nintendo Switch, when you tap in the Street Fighter VI, well, the Luke amiibo, and this basically works for every single amiibo, so whether you have the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo figures, or you own 22 of the amiibo cards, you will get the same thing when you tap in the amiibos, which is the amiibo box. Would have been really cool as if they had the Street Fighter 6, if they had like Street Fighter themed amiibo boxes, but then again, this is better than nothing. But yeah, this is going to go on for a while. Also, there's really no limit on how many times you can tap in these amiibos, which I find really cool. I mean, they don't give you any health healing items, but still, really cool that you can tap all these amiibos in. If you don't want to hear the rest of me rambling, I do have a timestamp that you can skip to, and I will, yeah, and it will get you to the next game. In the video game Xenoblade Chronicles 3, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo figures, you get some random items. You also get the same thing when you tap in every single amiibo card. So, the thing about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is that it also has a limiter. How many amiibos do you ask? Well, 3 per day, and you can't even use the Amiibo exploit. Yeah, I know, it's pretty bad. But, yeah. Anyway, if you wanted to skip past all these Amiibo scanning, just skip to this timestamp right here. In the video game Super Mario Party, when you tap in the Street Fighter 6 amiibos, whether it be Luke, Jamie, Kimberly, or the amiibo cards, you will get 100 points, party points per amiibo. So, yeah, this only works like 5 times a day. Although, if you do exit out without saving, it does work, which is what I did here. And then I went back into the application and scanned more amiibo. Alternatively, I think the exploit does work in this game, where the exploit is basically you can turn the clock forward a day, and yeah, you can use amiibos more than 5 times a day to get around the limiter. So, yeah, all 25 of the amiibos work. In the video game Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Nintendo Switch, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, or Kimberly amiibo figures, you get some star bits. So how you do this is that you go into the pause menu, and then you tap or click on the amiibo icon, and then you can scan in an amiibo to get some star bits. There's actually really no limit to how many... There is no limit on how many star bits you can get. You could literally tap them in as many times as you want. And yeah, you can get as many... you can grind for star bits, basically. You don't need to... I kind of find this as like kind of an improvement over the original Galaxy 2, because in the original Galaxy 2, you did have that one World 6 level that you could grind for star bits. But yeah, the star bit limit is 999. So yeah, if you have a lot of amiibos, you could grind this for a very long time. As long as you're not doing the time trial levels, that is. But yeah, I've been rambling on for a long time. If you want to skip this part where I'm just scanning in the amiibos, go to this timestamp right here. In the video game Super Mario Galaxy, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo figures, they work as well as the amiibo cards. So yeah, this game also works with every single amiibo in the Street Fighter 6 series. Same as before, you go to the pause menu and click on amiibo, and that's how you can get the amiibo costumes. Actually, wait, why did I say amiibo costumes? You don't get amiibo costumes in this. You get star bits. But anyway, yeah, there's really no limit on how many star bits you could literally grind star bits forever as long as you have enough amiibos. Yeah, you can get up to 999 star bits per level. But yeah, I personally find this as an improvement, although this only works in Super Mario Galaxy, the Switch version. It can't be the 3D All-Stars version. But yeah, personally though, I wouldn't think this game's worth $70. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool, but like I said, not $70 cool. Anyway, I've ran out of stuff to say, so yeah, click to this timestamp if you want to skip past this part.
Let's go!
In the video game Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo figures, you get a 1-up. So yeah, there's also no limit on how many times you can do this, meaning you can also use the amiibos to grind 1-ups. And like I said, all 25 amiibos work in the game. So yeah, it does take a little bit while, so yeah, you are gonna be here for a little while grinding 1-ups. But yeah, it is definitely a way to grind 1-ups. I wouldn't say it's efficient, but yeah. Also, this only works in the Bowser's Fury Nintendo Switch version of Super Mario 3D World. This will not work in the Wii U version, so yeah. If you wanted to try it in the Wii U version, you won't have any luck. If you wanted to skip this part, I also left a timestamp right around here, so yeah, you can go click it. in the video game Mario Party 10, when you tap in the Luke Amiibo, you get party points. Yeah, you get party points when you tap in the Luke Amiibo. The Kimberly Amiibo. So basically all these Amiibos here, they do give off party points. And also the Jamie Amiibo does give you party points. It's surprising, even with these decade-old games, that these Amiibos still work. That's what I really like about these, even though, yeah, I do think they are overpriced, but they still work with the old games. I find very cool. I mean, then again, these old games are compatible with every single Amiibo, so... But yeah, with this tactic, you can rack up a whole bunch of party points. If you don't have any party points, you could practically rack up a bunch of them. I really like this feature. Oh, 50 right there. Okay, let's see what we get here. 20. I have more party points than I ever need. At this point, I'm practically just seeing how high I could get the point count, the party point counter, before it says no more party points. So there's another 20 right there. With Cammy, 5, okay. Ryu. Okay, so there was that. And then E Honda, just letting you know where I am in the whole card, where I am in the card deck. Blanca. 50, wow. Okay. Another 50. Alright, well, let's see what happens when we get to 999 party points. Will we reach 999 party points in this? That's the thing. I'm at card 16, which is Chun-Li now. Very interesting stuff here. Piranha Plant, 5 points. If only it was 6 points, then I'd have 869 points. Choose this scratch card. 20. Choose this scratch card. Another 20. At 918 already. Wow. $968. Wow. Might get to 999 faster. So, are we gonna beat it? 978. This is the last card, Akuma. So, as you know, all of the Street Fighter 6 Amiibos work in this game. Drat, 988. But we were close, though. Whether you're playing the 3DS or the Wii U version of Super Smash Bros., surprisingly, one of these Amiibos only works. Sadly, not all the Amiibos work, and that's kind of a given with old games like this, but yeah, at least one of them works, and that is the Ryu Amiibo card, number 011. So yeah, that's really cool. You could actually level it up to 50. Yeah, you can level up the Ryu Amiibo card to 50. And then, in the game Kirby's... Okay, now I remember. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. When you tap, you can actually use all of the amiibos, and when you tap in the amiibo figurines, you get cherries and some stars for tapping in. But this only works for like, I think it's like 6 or 7. I'm not sure what the amiibo count is for each stage, but yeah. After a certain point that you have to beat the stage before you can scan in more amiibos. But yeah, you can use every single amiibo in the game Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Also, this only works in the deluxe version of Kirby's Return to Dreamland, as the Wii version does not work with amiibos. If you want to skip to this timestamp right here, go right ahead. I'm just scanning in amiibos. In the video game Style Savvy Fashion Forward, when you tap in the... First off, we'll try the Luke amiibo. I keep forgetting I have to press A. Successfully read! Interestingly, yeah. So this card was successfully read. So apparently these cards, when I check them out, they actually, from what I see, I think that, I'm not sure if they match the, I don't think it's the me data, but I think it's the, name data that matches the card to the game. So that was Jamie. Yes, I want to continue. Okay. So now let's try Kimberly. Amiibo is successfully read. You know, I think it might be the me data as well, but I'm not entirely sure. Scan in Marissa, and it also works. I swear, my boutique is gonna have so many customers once I log back in. But yeah. Scan in JP. Wow, interesting stuff. This works too. DJ also works too. What you could probably do with the Switch version, I didn't do it, but you could probably be extra and like make the Miis of these Amiibo cards. I swear this is taking a long time. While I'm at it, I know this will take a long time to read every single Amiibo. I guess I could talk about how this game, Style Savvy Fashion Forward, reminds me of this one manga I still have to read called My Dress Up Darling. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but I definitely know of the main protagonist called Marin Kitagawa. In fact, I think they've named a station after her on the Hudson-Bergen Light Rail called Marin Boulevard. Scangulin? Of course that works. Scan and Ken? That works too. Scan in Chun-Li? Works. Scan and Zangief? Works as well. Scan and Dalsim? Works as well. Scan and Rashid? Surprisingly, this works. Scan and Aki? Works. Scan in Ed? Works. Scan in Akuma? Works too. Now, let's try with the Amiibo figures. So, the Luke Amiibo figure definitely works. The Jamie Amiibo figure works as well. And the Kimberly Amiibo also works. So, yeah, I think, let me think, there's 22 Amiibo cards, plus the 3 Amiibo figures, so all 25 Amiibos work in this game. Wow, yeah. This is just the first game of many. I think I forgot to mention this, but you can also use the Luke Amiibo figure to get a character into your boutique. You can also use the Kimberly Amiibo, as well as the Jamie Amiibo, and you can get special characters into your boutique, which is really cool. So yeah, basically every single Amiibo works in the game Style Savvy Fashion Forward for the Nintendo 3DS. In the video game Kirby Star Allies, when you tap in the Luke Amiibo, you get items. Tap in the Kimberly Amiibo. Oh, first I gotta go to Amiibo. Yeah, you get some items and a puzzle piece. Yeah, you can rack up a lot of puzzle pieces like this if you're playing the full version, or you could alternatively, these Amiibos also work in the demo version of Kirby Star Allies. So if you want to make a series inspired by this one, or if you wanted to just find out what all the Amiibos do in Kirby Star Allies. Oh, what? You can only use Amiibo for 7 times? Okay. Okay, going back to this, in the game Kirby Star Allies, when you tap in the Amiibo cards, this is the Luke one, here's the Jamie one. Here's the Manon one. Here's the Kimberly one.
So basically, they give you items plus a puzzle piece. Yeah, you could tap them in 7 times before you have to complete the stage in order for for you to get the items. As I found out. Alrighty, going back to the Amiibo cards. Basically, yeah, I'm just going through all of them at this point. The last one was Jury. This one is DJ. This one is Cammy. This one is Ryu. This one is E Honda. Here's hold on. Waiting for all of them to spawn in first, and then go to Zangief. And then oh, wow. I might have accidentally gotten Zangief mixed up because I have them in numerical order. So, anyway, instead of... yeah, I tapped in Zangief, now I tapped in Blanca. Okay. So anyway, now here's what you heal against. Basically, they give you some stars, cherries, and a puzzle piece. Really, I would say really interesting or really cool. But yeah, it's like this for every single amiibo as you are going to. But it's actually really useful if you're not the best at this game, and yeah, you could just spawn in yeah, you could just spawn in health items and stuff. So here we have Ratio. An error occurred. So anyway, when you tap in Ratio, I said when you tap in Ratio, yeah, you still get some items. And then Aki. Tap in Ed. And finally, you get from Akuma. I said this is the last amiibo card that you can tap in, Akuma, and you get once again stars, cherries, and a puzzle piece. Nothing more to that. But yeah, all the amiibos work in this game. Whether you're playing Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, Hyrule Warriors Legends on the 3DS, or Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch, you will get the same thing when you tap in... Well, not really the same thing when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibos. You basically get random items. However, there are some items... They do differ depending on which amiibo you tap in, like... Yeah, you can also tap in some amiibo cards and get more, and you can get more items. Although each game does have a limiter. I'm not sure how many amiibos, but yeah, there is a limit on how many amiibos can be tapped in at once. However, you can actually work around this with when you mess with the clock inside. Like you can set the date to the day before or after, and yeah, get more bang out of your buck for amiibos or something, you could scan in more amiibos. So yeah, this part is just going to be me scanning in amiibos. If you want to skip to this timestamp, you're more than welcome to. In the video game Super Smash Bros. For Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch, you can actually tap in the Ryu amiibo and you can use it as if it were a fighter player. Kind of like in Super Smash Bros. 3DS and Wii U. You can also get a spirit potentially, but yeah. What's really cool is not only does the Ryu amiibo work, well, the Ryu amiibo card, not only does that work in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but so does the Ken amiibo card. Wow, really cool that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate works with both Ryu and Ken. Really interesting. Well, they are from Street Fighter after all, so really cool, though, that they both work. Now on to our next one. Whether you're playing the Wii U or the Nintendo Switch version of Pokken Tournament, you can get titles, badges. I wouldn't say badges, but you can get titles, items, and coins. Titles, items, or coins when you tap in each of the amiibos. And in fact, all of the amiibos are compatible, as well as all of the amiibo cards. So yeah, every amiibo card works, and every amiibo figure works in both the Wii U and the Nintendo Switch version of Pokken Tournament Deluxe. Although there is a limiter, so yeah, you can only scan up to 5 amiibos per day. So yeah, you could use the amiibo exploit, I think in both versions, but I'm not sure if it works in both versions or not. But yeah. I mean, Pokken Tournament Deluxe is the Switch version, and Pokken Tournament is the Wii U version. But that's enough of me rambling. If you wanted to skip ahead, I'll leave the timestamp up right now.
You got a new item. You got a new item. Have to bust through some special training and get back in there. You earned a new title. You got a new item. Awesome! You got a new item. You earned a new title.
In the video game Super Mario Odyssey, when you tap in the Luke amiibo, you get a heart, whereas when you tap in the Kimberly amiibo, you get some coins, and when you tap in the Jamie amiibo, you get a heart. But let's say what happens when you tap in the amiibo cards such as Luke, Jamie. Yeah, as you can see here, I get like coins and hearts. Basically, well, for the amiibo cards, so far we're getting coins. Oh, we got a heart right there. But yeah, it's really interesting. Not only that, I'm not sure if you could use, I think you can use the cards, but I'm not sure, on Uncle Amiibo, and he'll give you hints on where power moons are. But yeah, I'm just scanning through right now. I'm up to DJ, and we got a heart. Let's see, Cammy, we get some coins. Ryu, E Honda. Okay. Get another power up. Oh, coins. We get another heart. So yeah, this could be useful if you're playing like the very last level or something. But yeah, now this is Rashid. Another heart. Another heart. Coins. And finally, another heart. As you can see right here, all 25 amiibo work in the game Super Mario Odyssey. Whether you're playing the Wii U or the Nintendo Switch version of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you will get some random items when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo, as well as all 22 of the amiibo cards. Don't ask me if this works in the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Breath of the Wild, as I do not have that game. Not yet, but who knows? Once I get a Switch 2, or if I ever get a Switch 2, maybe I'll find that out someday. Or yeah, maybe I'll just get the Switch. Actually, yeah, that's what I would do, is get the Switch 2 edition from the library, as well as Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition. But yeah, I don't have those games. But if you have these amiibos and do want to test them out yourself, do let me know what your results are. But yeah, that's it for my rambling. If you want to skip to this timestamp, yeah, feel free to do so. Whether you're playing the 3DS or the Wii U version of Yoshi's Woolly World, the 3DS version is actually called Poochie in Yoshi's Woolly World, you will get the same thing when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibos. You will get Amiibo Yoshi, which is basically, come on, what? There we go. Amiibo Yoshi is basically the generic Yoshi that you get when the amiibo. Technically it does work. Oops, clicked the wrong thing right there. But yeah, even inside the amiibo hut, you can actually still tap in the amiibo to Yoshi, and yeah, it could work like that. What would have been cool is if they had like amiibo designs, like specific to the Street Fighter characters. But yeah, you're just tapping in Amiibo Yoshi, and yeah, that's what you get. know this Amiibo card works. There we go. Having trouble a little bit with it. But that's what happens when you've been collecting Amiibos for like 11 years or so. As you can see, yeah, when I tap in, it rotates between regular Yoshi and Amiibo Yoshi. Yeah. I'm gonna dock my Wii U gamepad real quick because yeah, it's on the low battery right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be docking it in. So yeah, that was JP I just tapped in. Another Amiibo. So yeah, sorry if you heard the mic in the background. I did move it closer cuz like the dock is so far away from the computer, but the mic can reach out that far. Amiibo Yoshi. Yeah, sadly, not even the Ryu Amiibo gives you a unique costume. It's just Amiibo Yoshi. But yeah, I'm just scanning in Amiibos at this point. Skip to this timestamp if you want to move on to the next game. Whether you're playing the 3DS or the Wii U version of Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, you will get you'll have the box playable character in the game Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge. However, this game you can no longer get it from the eShop as it's discontinued, and they haven't ported it to the Nintendo Switch or Switch 2 yet. But hopefully they do someday. But yeah, it only works with the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo figures, as when you tap in an amiibo card, it will give you an error saying that this amiibo is not supported in the game. So yeah, it only works if you buy the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibos.
In the video game Hey Pikmin, when you tap in the Luke amiibo, when you tap in the Luke amiibo into the game Hey Pikmin, you get 10 Sparklium. You can only tap one amiibo per day. Or if you use the exploit, where you reset the clock, you can totally just get as many Sparklium as you want. When you tap the Jamie amiibo, you also get 10 Sparklium. When you tap the Kimberly amiibo in, you also get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Luke amiibo card, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Jamie amiibo card, it also gives you 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Manon amiibo, you also get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Kimberly amiibo card, you also get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Marissa amiibo card, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Lily amiibo card, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap the JP amiibo, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Jury amiibo card, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the DJ amiibo card, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Cammy amiibo, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Ryu amiibo, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap the E Honda amiibo card in, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Blanca amiibo card, you also get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Gil amiibo, you also get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Ken amiibo in, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Akuma amiibo, whoops, looks like I accidentally went to the end, but you still get 10 Sparklium. Whether it was an accident or not, we could debate it, but anyway, yeah, every single amiibo from the Street Fighter series works in the game Hey Pikmin. You'll get 10 Sparklium from each of them. When you tap in the Chun-Li amiibo in, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Zangief Amiibo card, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap the Dalsim Amiibo card in, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Rashid Amiibo, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap the Aki Amiibo in, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap the Ed Amiibo in, you also get 10 Sparklium. And finally, when you tap in the Akuma Amiibo, it grants you 10 Sparklium. So yeah, every single Amiibo works in the game Hey Pikmin. In the video game Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia, when you tap in the Luke Amiibo, you can expend 10 HP and summon this unit for 1 turn. Same goes for the Jamie Amiibo, the Kimberly Amiibo, and this also works with the Amiibo cards too. When you tap, you can expend 10 HP and use it for a turn. Same with Manon. Same with the Kimberly Amiibo card. Yeah, you can tell at this point that, no matter which Amiibo I tap in, it will work. Which I never realized until I found the Amiibos. Until I found a video talking about what Amiibos do in every single video game. It's really cool. As you can see, I'm just tapping in these Amiibo cards, and you can totally just keep doing this. Man, I'm running out of stuff to say. But, as you will see, every single Amiibo works in this game as well. In the video game Fire Emblem Warriors, whether you're playing
Choose your
the
save
3DS, actually it's the new 3DS version, or the Nintendo Switch
This
version
adventure is
of
best
the
when
game
viewed in
Fire
a bright
Emblem
room
Warriors,
and at an
when you
appropriate
tap in
distance
the
from the
Luke,
screen.
Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo, you will get either items or gold.
Please scan your
and
amiibo now.
Yeah, although
Congratulations.
I think the limit on this game is 5 amiibos per 5 amiibos per day, but I'm not sure if you could actually exploit the clock, use the amiibo exploit I've been talking about so much in this video, that you can, mess with the, change the clock state to the next day or the previous day and get more amiibos tapped in. Also, every single amiibo works in this, including all 22 of the cards. That's all my rambling for now. Skip to this timestamp if you want to continue on with the next game.
Congratulations. 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 This adventure is best when viewed in a bright room and at an appropriate distance from the screen. Please scan your amiibo now. Congratulations. 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 Please scan your Amiibo now. Congratulations. 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 Please scan your Amiibo now. Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
In the video game Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibos, you get some random items. In this case, the Iron Sword. In this case, the Smithing Stone. And I think sometimes you get gold as well. It also works with all 22 of the Street Fighter 6 amiibo cards. However, you can only scan them in like about 5 times a day. I'm not sure if the clock exploit works in this game as well, but yeah, I'm not sure if it does or not. But yeah. So that's just me. I'm just gonna be scanning in amiibos. If you wanted to skip to this part, I left a timestamp in so you can. So you could skip to the next game. In the video game Chibi Robo Ziplash, when you tap in the Luke amiibo, this is gonna be a little while. But yeah. You tap in the Luke amiibo, and you get 50 coins. You tap in the Jamie amiibo, and you get 50 coins. You could practically use this as a way to grind coins. Kinda. When you tap in the Kimberly amiibo, you get 50 coins as well.
Now let's see what happens when you tap in the Luke Amiibo card. You also get 50 coins. When you tap in the Jamie Amiibo, you get 50 coins. Let's see what happens when you tap in Manon. Okay, let's see what happens when you tap in Manon. Oh, you get 100 coins. Oh, what a lucky day. You tapped an Amiibo and got 100 coins. When you tap in the Kimberly Amiibo, oh, you got 50 coins again. When you tap in the Marissa Amiibo, you get 50 coins. Tap in the Lily Amiibo, and you get 50 coins. Tap in the JP Amiibo, and you once again get 50 coins. I could be wrong. I thought there was a limit to this, but as I'm tapping, I have yet to see a limiter show up. So yeah, I just tapped in Jury and I got another 50 coins from that. I thought there was maybe it's a higher limit than normal? So yeah, tapping in DJ right now gives you 50 coins. Tapping in Cammy gets... When you tap in Cammy, gets you 50 coins as well. You could literally use this... You could literally use this to farm coins. So I'm tapping in Ryu right now. You get 50 coins. When you tap in E Honda, you get... I said when you tap in E Honda, you get... It'll show up soon. 50 coins. When you tap the Blanca Amiibo in, You also get 50 coins. Hold on, I accidentally tapped on something else. When I meant to tap on was Amiibo, so yeah. When you tap in Gil, you get 50 coins. When you tap in the Ken Amiibo, you get 50 coins. When you tap in Chun-Li, you get 50 coins. You can use 20 Amiibos per day. Yeah. Alrighty, after resetting the time on this, when you tap in the Zangief Amiibo, you get 50 coins. When you tap in the False... That's not what I meant to do, but when you tap in the Dalsim Amiibo, you get 50 coins. Whoops, did not mean to do that either, but anyway, when you tap in the Rashid Amiibo, you get, once again, 50 coins. Tap in the Aki Amiibo, and you get 100, whoa, 100 coins. Man, I got lucky. If I had a nickel for every time I got 100 coins in this scene, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's strange that it happened twice. 50. But yeah, most of the time you'll get 50 coins. Also, yeah, you can only scan in 20 Amiibos a day. So, yeah, now I remember why this game got such negative reception. Whether it's justified or not is another debate. Got 50 coins. But imagine oh wait, that's right, they have GameCube games on the Switch too.
In the video game The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, when you tap in the Luke Amiibo, you get some random items. When you tap in the Kimberly Amiibo, you get some more random items. And when you tap in the Jamie Amiibo, you also get random items. Like the Silent Shroom. You get a lot of items when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly Amiibos. However, let's say you wanted to tap in the Amiibo cards, such as the Luke Amiibo. Get some more items. The Jamie Amiibo card. You also get some more items. Maybe doing this on top of a mountaintop wasn't such a great idea. But yeah, I've got my torch now. Maybe I could do. Oh, hold on. Okay, now that I've got a fireplace nearby, I could collect some more of these items without dying from the cold. So yeah, that was the Manon amiibo I just tapped in. So yeah, as you can see here, the amiibo cards definitely do work in the game The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And if you're wondering if they work in the Nintendo Switch 2 version, you might want to check on someone else's channel if they have made a video on what amiibos do, because I do not have a Switch 2. As you can see, a piece of steak went flying, but oh well. Yeah. I don't own the Switch 2 copy of Tears of the Kingdom. However, my library does have the Switch 2 edition. However, I don't have a Switch 2. So yeah, here's the DJ amiibo. You get some more raw meat and cool stamina. And Cammy, you also get some rushrooms and iron shrooms and mighty thistles. Alternatively, I could use my tree branch here as a torch. And then, yeah, here's the Blanca amiibo. Some iron shrooms and rushrooms. For the Gil amiibo, I get some more random items. Maybe, like I said, maybe doing this on top of... We got an Armoranth. We get a apple, acorn, and raw meat. Maybe doing this on top of a frozen mountaintop wasn't the best idea. What would be funny is if I scanned this in, and got if I scanned in one of these amiibos and got a York peppermint patty, like in that one episode of Family Guy. But yeah, then again, Nintendo probably doesn't do many cross promotions. So yeah, here's the Dulcim amiibo. Here's another amiibo. Aki. Ed. I should start collecting these, otherwise they might go away. And finally, Akuma. I kind of scanned some out of order, but yeah. That's all 25 of what the amiibos do in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Whether you're playing the 3DS or the Nintendo Switch version of Miitopia, you will get 3 game tickets when you tap in the Luke amiibo. You will also get 3 game tickets when you tap in the Jamie or Kimberly amiibo. Now, here's the funny thing. When you tap in the amiibo cards, you actually don't get anything. However, the character will react surprised, like, wow, I didn't know amiibos came in this form. But yeah, it's really cool that the developers really thought of this, like what would happen when you tap in an amiibo card. I just think it's a really cool Easter egg that they put into Miitopia. Oh yeah, just wanted to mention that only the amiibo figures work in the game Miitopia. The amiibo cards, well, they kind of work, but they really don't. But yeah, next up is going to be the video game Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. In the video game Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, when you tap in the Luke amiibo, you get some random items. The Jamie and Kimberly amiibo also do give you random items, as well as the amiibo cards. However, with the amiibo cards, that is, well, you could tap them. You can only tap in 5 amiibos per day. So yeah, all 25 of the amiibos work. However, I'm not sure if the exploit with the clock works. I'm not sure if it does or not, but yeah. All 25 amiibos work in the game Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I'm just scanning in amiibos at this point. Skip to this timestamp if you want to move on to the next amiibo game. The next game with amiibo compatibility. In the video game Fire Emblem Three Houses, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, or Kimberly amiibo, as well as all 22 of the amiibo cards, you will get random items. So yeah, this is just a faster version of it. But yeah, when you scan in the amiibo, you get random items, kinda like the previous games. Now on to our next game, Fire Emblem Engage, that's what it meant. That's what I meant to say. Fire Emblem Engage. In the video game Fire Emblem Engage, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, or Kimberly amiibo, you will get a random item like a rare fish, or a tomato, or grapes, or oranges, or whatever's, quote, not on the list, as my bestie and I would joke about. We would joke about, like, items that aren't on the list, like, if it was a shopping list. But yeah, I'm kind of getting off topic here. But yeah, you can only scan in amiibos, 5 amiibos per day in the game Fire Emblem Engage, and I don't think the amiibo exploit even works, sadly. However, in the next game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibo, you will also get random, well, I wouldn't say random items, but you do get, like some kind of Kirby car cake that heals you, as well as some cherries and some coins, which is really cool. I mean, if you're going after that gacha machine, this is definitely really useful. But like I said, there's also a limiter in this game as well. And I'm unsure if the amiibo exploit works, but yeah. If you want to try that out, do let me know your results in the comments below. But yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. I'm gonna be done rambling soon, so... And finally, when you tap in the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibos into the game Amiibo Tap Nintendo's Greatest Bits, you get, well, for each amiibo you tap in, you get a playable demo, which is really cool because, yeah, I mean, if this game was still around, it would be really cooler, but sadly, Amiibo Tap Nintendo's Greatest Bits was never ported to the 3DS or the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, it was only on the Wii U. So yeah, you get a playable demo of a game for each amiibo. So yeah, what's really cool about this is that, well, I mean, you used to be able to download the the demo from the eShop. Sadly, you can't do that anymore. What would have been really cooler is if they just gave you the game outright for tapping in the amiibo. That would be cool, yes, but it would also be very overpowered. So yeah, different amiibos get you different game like scenes from the demo. But yeah, now we're going on to the amiibo cards here. And yeah, we got for the first one, we get the Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. But ultimately, what I think of these amiibo cards, I have been recording for far too long, but yeah, these amiibos are not worth $40 and are not. But ultimately, however, the Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly amiibos they're sold for $40, but they're not worth $40. I'd say they're more worth like, or if you're around the $13 range. But yeah, why I bought these amiibos and the amiibo cards is not only to show them off, but also to let the world know what they do in the games. And the reason why I got them in the first place was because GameStop, for some reason, was having a sale on them, maybe to get rid of excess, but yeah. If I look on the GameStop website right now, for the amiibo cards, although the amiibo cards don't do anything in some games, yeah, oh wow. As of the recording of this video, the amiibo cards are discounted from $40 to $30. I got them I got all 22 for $20. But yeah, I'd say if you really want to get the Street Fighter amiibo cards, your best bet is if you want to get Street Fighter amiibos, your best bet is the amiibo cards. Because if we do the math here, 30 divided by 22 would be $1.36 per amiibo card. That seems like the best deal you could have. Yes, it won't work in certain games like Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge and Miitopia, but ultimately that's where the money is in the amiibo cards. But yeah, I'm just tapping in amiibo cards at this point. I just wanted to say thank you all for watching. If you made it to the end here, thank you so much for your patience. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe down below. I have a Discord server, and I'll see you all tomorrow.